Hey, claims folks, you look awfully stressed.
Oh, I'm stressed.
Well, there's a good reason for that. Working in claims is stressful. So what do you say we jump into that right now? Now, before we jump too far into this discussion, I want to throw a little disclaimer out there. The rest of what we talk about right here is purely based on my observation through my years in claims, and there's no scientific research behind any of this. Now, obviously, working in claims is stressful because anytime you're dealing with a customer, whether it be an insured, a claimant, or somebody else involved with the claim, it's when something bad is happening. They're not calling to tell you something great. Something tough has happened in their life. And when we're dealing with this over and over and over again, it puts a lot of pressure on us as the claims handler. Now, the way I see it, there's really two groups of people. There's a group where each call, each claim, each day, they stack on top of each other. And then there's another group that is able to compartmentalize each call, each day, each claim. Thankfully, I was part of this group. I was able to separate it out each day, each claim. But I know for the folks out there where things build upon them, it's awfully tough for them. So really my message today is to those folks that can't easily compartmentalize, as well as the claims leadership. Now, a lot of what I am saying now is going to sound real easy to say, but not as easy to put into practice, and I get that. And all I can say is practice. Try each one of these. The first is live in the now. Don't worry about that call that you finished up on. I know that puts a lot of pressure on you. That last call was tough. The last email might have really hit you hard. But think about the person that you're dealing with right now and how you can help them in this moment. You can't worry about those prior calls or claims because that's only going to impact you in this situation. And conversely, don't worry about the next call or claim that, might be trouble coming up. Take care of this one. If that last call was so difficult that you cannot separate out to focus on the next call, turn the phone down. Walk away from the desk. Take a break. Focus on you. Because if your best self isn't ready to go on the next call, there's no way you're going to be able to help that customer the way they need to be helped. And really long term, take your vacation days. I've seen a lot of adjusters that say, you know what, vacation's just not worth it. Because when the claims start piling up while I'm away, it only leaves me with that much work on the back end when I come back. Listen, I get that, and I'm going to be talking about a couple of things to the leadership folks in a couple of minutes here, but you have to take care of you as well. It's like the flight attendants tell us on the airplane. Put your mask on before you help others. If you're not at full capacity, how can you help others? Make sure you help yourself first. Now, to my claims leaders out there as well, there's ways that we can help out our adjusters, examiners, file handlers. And granted, I know a lot of these aren't easy when you're managing a big group, but it will help you in the long run if we focus on these. First, if you're focusing first and foremost on call metrics, like average handle time, stop doing that. If you want your adjusters to handle the customer the way they need to be handled, you shouldn't worry about the average handle time first and foremost. Sure, we can't have calls going on forever and ever. But if that individual needs your adjuster to be there, walk them through the claim, maybe 2 or 3 times so they fully understand it, that's okay. Because that customer needs that. And that will come back to help the department in the long run. Second, what I mentioned to the adjusters just now is allow them to get up, walk away from their desk, turn their phone off. Because if they're so stressed about a last call that they're going right into the next call with no break in between, that could be disastrous for that next customer. And I'm not saying unlimited breaks because we have a department to run. I get that. But if they have a tough situation, they need to get up, walk away, and bring it back in so they can help your next customer. And this brings me to another recommendation, is actually knowing what the workload is for each and every adjuster on your team. If you know how much is coming in, how much they're processing, how many they're closing out at each moment of the day, real time, you'll know if they're behind the 8 ball and if you need to help them out in some other way, reallocate, reprioritize. That's on claims leadership to understand what's going on with the desk of each individual. If we continue to bury one particular adjuster or a small set of adjusters, how can we expect them to dig out of the stress and help our customers the best way they can be helped? And then finally, I talked about vacation time with the adjusters, examiners, and handlers. We need to be mindful about this as well. Now, I know a small number of carriers, and some that I'm very familiar with, were toying with the idea of unlimited vacation time for their adjusters. Now, I know this is not easy for every claims unit out there because of size, workload, volume, etc. But when you're able to enact these types of policies, keeping in mind that the adjuster still needs to keep up on all of their goals, their workload, their production, etc., etc., but this allows that adjuster to then take the time to basically decompress, to recharge their batteries, get back at top performance so your customers reap the benefits of that top performing adjuster. Not just giving them the time off of being away from their desk, but actually putting into processes that reallocate work. So when they come back from their vacation, all that work that has just been sitting stagnant, that doesn't get thrown back on top of the pile because that vacation then was pointless. Yes, they could recharge, they could decompress, but they come back to a mountain in front of them, that's just going to add to that stress level. What I'm talking about is putting into play things to help each adjuster out, reallocating work, reprioritizing, to make sure that when the adjuster comes back ready to help out your customers, that they're able to at 100%. Now, I know this video here talking about stress within claims unit, it's a difficult topic, and it sounds like I'm awfully preachy here to the adjusters, to the claims leaders, etc. What I really hope comes out of this video is a discussion. So let's keep the discussion going, whether it be in the comments here or the Insurance Nerds Slack channel. Let's talk about the best way to reduce the stress at the adjuster level so that our customers win. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about it. But until then, JB out.